Hi, I'm Laura Lemza with Engineering Career Services, and this video is a walkthrough of the on-campus Engineering Fall 2022 Internship and Career Fair. That is taking place on Wednesday, September 14th from 10 to 3. And as you probably know, there's a virtual fair the day before. This video is focusing on the on-campus fair on Wednesday. So these are the steps that we recommend you take in order to have a successful fair. First, set realistic goals. If you're a freshman, perhaps your goal is to make contacts, speak to employers, learn about employers, see who's out there and what they do. That is very realistic and appropriate for a career fair to go in there to gain information and to learn. If you're a sophomore through senior and you're looking for an internship, a co-op, or a job, remember employers are evaluating candidates now for opportunities in the summer of 2023. So if you're looking for a May 2023 job, now is the time to be out there attending the career fair. Your goal would be to land an interview. So the realistic goal from a career fair is to get an interview. All right, next step is register on Handshake, research the companies, apply to jobs, update your profiles, practice or rehearse what you're going to say to the employer when you meet them, and then send a thank you when you're done. All right. Register on Handshake and see the names of all the companies that are coming. So you can log in to vcu.joinhandshake.com, go to events, then career fairs, and our fair will be there. Click on the fair and you'll come to this page. And what you want to do here is either click all employers or see more employers. They bring you to the same place. And what you will see there is the full list of employers who are coming, at which point you can look to see what job type are they hiring for? Is it internship, co-op, or job? And therefore, where should I be focusing my attention? There's also a lot of good career fair description details here. So please take a look if you're like, oh gosh, what time is it? Where is it again? That's all right here for you on Handshake. Here's some of the employers who are attending our on-campus fair. We've got some new folks like General Dynamics Electric Boat. They make nuclear subs. Simventions, that's a software Department of Defense contractor in Fredericksburg. We've got some old favorites such as Altria and CoStar, and some folks we haven't seen a little bit like Dominion and Merck, which is Dominion is the energy company and Merck is a pharmaceutical company. All right, so you're going to research those companies. So first of all, you can identify which ones are hiring for the specialties that you have and which ones are doing the kind of work you're interested in, right? You're looking for fit. But when you walk up and speak to the employer, you have to know what is their product, who are they, what do they do? So that is what you're going to be researching. What is their product and maybe a little bit about their mission or vision or values if that comes up in your research. How can you find this information? Just do a quick search on Handshake, the company website, LinkedIn, or Google. Very simple, 1 to 5 minutes to figure out what the company does and what kind of engineers they hire. And then be ready to share one thing you learned when you speak to the employer. You don't want to walk up to an employer cold and ask them, what do you do? That's bad. Don't do that. You want to say, I know you make nuclear submarines. What else do you do? Right? Something more that shows you put in some effort. Okay, your next step is to apply to jobs before you go. Again, if you're sophomore through senior, you're looking for an internship, co-op, or job, you should apply whenever possible before you go to the fair. You will be taken more seriously and have a better conversation with the recruiter if you do this in advance. Next thing is update your LinkedIn and your Handshake profiles. Make sure that the information is accurate and complete. And we have some resources here that will be available for you to click on in the slide deck, which will be on our website for you. Rehearse what you're going to say. This is a script that is offered as a suggestion. It is not required. But if you're going to speak to an employer, it's good to practice ahead of time. And you might follow this simple outline of introducing yourself, saying something about the company, telling them why you're interested in them, sharing your credentials, what makes you a good hire, and then discussing a little bit and closing it by asking about next steps. Next steps would be things like, how do I follow up? What is the interview process for this opportunity? Just simple closing statements. And in person, you're also going to want to say, is there a way I could contact you in the future? Could I reach out to you on LinkedIn? You want to be able to be in contact with the folks that you have a good connection with at the fair. On the day of the fair, sign in at the fair in the Engineering East Hall main entrance. You have to get your name tag. No one's allowed in the fair without their name tag. You must sign in. The fair will be hosted in the East Hall in the ERB. Use the Handshake mobile app to help you figure out where everything is. This is an example of what the Handshake mobile app looks like. And when you navigate to the on-campus fair, you will see there's a menu option for a map. The morning of the fair, the map will be uploaded and you'll be able to see which employer is situated at what table at the fair. Come early if you can. The fair runs from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The employers are fresher in the morning. If your schedule allows you to get there earlier in the day, you'll have a better experience. And then the next day, on-campus interviews are being offered. So you could speak to an employer on Wednesday and have an interview with them on Thursday. It's pretty exciting. Here's a list of employers that are participating in that process, everything from Altria to DPR Construction. We do have a list on our website because this number of companies that are interested in doing on-campus interviews is continuing to grow. This is what it looks like in real life. This was our fair last semester in the early morning as it was just starting. It does get very crowded as the day goes on. Again, come early if you can. Drop your backpack, carry a padfolio, walk around the fair and look at companies you never thought of. It's a great way to learn, and you can just pull them up on your phone and do some research before you walk up and talk to them. If you have to say, if you're nervous about giving your pitch, you could practice on any employer and then go to the employers you care about the most. If you need help, we have a Prep Central room, which has career advisors and peer coaches to support you in your efforts and give you some water and pep talk. Dress for success. Business dress is required for the career fair. Please come dressed appropriately. This slide gives some good examples of what appropriate dress for our career fair looks like. After the fair, be sure to say thank you to any employer that you had a good conversation with and that you would like to stay in contact with. Since you met them in person, you're going to have some way to reach out to them, either through LinkedIn or Handshake or email. So do ask them for their contact information. You don't have to thank everyone, just the ones you're really interested in. Send a message, hopefully within 24 hours, thanking them for their time, reminding them of your interests and your strengths. Finally, if you'd like more help getting ready for the fair, we have these different workshops and events, most of which take place the week before the fair. Please note that we have drop-in hours every Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday at these times. Myself, Laura Lemza, and my colleague, Tanya Sharp, we are the faces on the other end of that Zoom call link. So please jump in if you want a quick resume review or practice your pitch or even strategizing for the fair. We are here to help you. Hope to see you at the fair. Bye.